Gorgeous. And there's one of the co-leaders, the man leading in FedEx Cup points. Dustin Johnson, just like the rest of us, wondering if he locked the car. Just give it that one.
That's before that man Dustin Johnson tees off with Kevin Chappell in our final pairing in this final round of the Tour Championship.
I'm doing the clock drill, Billy, and such a good drill. Just get up there, get a sense of the break, react to it. It is nice when you have someone helping you. Get the balls out of the hole, place them up there. It can get a little tedious if not.
They have to do something. I mean, if you're going to be a swing coach or whatever Coach Claude Harmon III is, short game or whatever, right now, the last thing you want to do is put any thoughts in your player's mind. So just keep it as simple as you can. And Dustin Johnson, a couple of missteps yesterday, getting ready for this final round, and a couple of bogeys. Got it to 10 under and kind of jockeyed back and forth, but the critical mistake came at the 17th when he made double bogey. But Mark, you're down there. Guess it's warming up a little bit with the humidity.
I'm down there, right? It's steamy out here, Bill, and so DJ's found a little bit of shade on the range and just right.
So Dustin Johnson, leader along with Kevin Chappell, getting ready for his tee time at 1:55. All right, Pro Tracer, Dustin Johnson. We need Claude Harmon III to move right or left.
Yeah, Claude doesn't need to be behind him. Everything is just in perfect alignment there. You can see Dustin Johnson in the blue and the kind of the light gray. That seems to be his Sunday wardrobe. That's what he wore. That's what he wore at the BMW on Sunday. It's Tiger Red, and Dustin's got Dustin Blue.
Well, certainly, you talk about all the skills.
Game last night. Turns out they won it as Dustin Johnson across the 18th fairway. This is the way to make your way over to the first tee in solitude.
Yeah, and a good time to just gather your thoughts. Good swings here on the first.
Just two players left. 2.5 minutes until we get those two on the course, the Tour Championship.
This is the 1:55 starting time. On the tee from the United States, winner of the 2016 U.S. Open, Mr. Dustin Johnson.
It's all in his hands right now. The winner in his last start, looking for his 4th win in his last 9 starts. Pacing the field in a number of statistics. Pretty good in the one we're showing you now. Good enough.
Oh, that's a handy kick. The Tour Championship.
Birdies will change that. Right now, everybody focusing on these guys. The final group of the day, 8 under par. Tied for the lead. Dustin Johnson and Kevin Chappell. Couple of easy-going, laid-back, long-hitting young Americans. Chappell, first UCLA Bruin ever to win the NCAA individual title. Was one of those can't-miss kids. Won the Haskins Award in 2008. And it's only been the last couple of years that the can't-miss kids have been not missing. Chapel was one of those that had nice start for Chapel. What about this for Dustin Johnson?
Ball slightly below the feet, little into and a left to right breeze. And this looks healthy too.
Right over the top of Chapel's ball.
This is going to be fun to watch.
The duel starts at number 1. Can they keep it between themselves just in this group? Well, if they keep hitting shots like this, they will. How about that collection from our final group of the day? It has been a great show all season. And we've got everybody on the golf course and still haven't sorted anything out.
No, I personally can't wait to see how this turns out, because Dustin Johnson has just been on fire.
Two guys at the top both hit the ball a long way, and they both generate power differently. What do you see with these guys?
Well, Dustin Johnson, first of all, what you'll notice is he has a great foundation. When you look at the shoulders inside the feet, that gives him great stability. But what I want you to notice, Brian, is as he takes the club halfway back, you see the right arm tuck, and then right in this area right here, he has already set the club. You look at the angle that he has right here, that is 90 degrees already. So from there, all you need to do is keep turning and watch him keep on turning. He maintains that width all the way through. And then again, what I want you to notice is at the top of the swing, look at that club face. It is pointing directly towards the sky. But then as he starts down and starts unwinding, the leverage that he creates at impact, you can see the delivery of the club and the shoulder, the ball. You can see just how much shaft lean there is right there. So he needs to continue on driving the lower half as hard as he can to keep the ball from going to the left. And once again, you see the finish of Dustin Johnson, that right shoulder, left leg, he posts up. That is a beautiful golf swing right there.
Forward shaft lean at impact with a driver. That's pretty impressive. What about the other Didn't want to get in Dustin's way. We talked about all the potential and the athleticism for Dustin Johnson. We know that his future father-in-law is Hall of Famer Wayne Gretzky, which you may not have known, that his maternal grandfather was a 5th-round draft pick for the Los Angeles Lakers. Art Wisnant, still regarded as maybe the best basketball player to play at the University of South Carolina. So you think about little Tatum.
Got some genes.
Oh my goodness. This kid's going to be able to play anything he wants.
No, little Tatum's meant a lot to Dustin Johnson, that's for sure. Mark, much in this?
It's going to break from the left-hand side and it's down the hill, and I almost feel like oftentimes Dustin is better on the ones he can just throw outside the hole and allow the grade to do the rest. Sometimes the short ones he has struggled with.
Well, that lacked speed. I think the line probably wasn't bad, but
that would have given him at least brief possession of solo 6th. Ryan Moore, as we see a tee shot coming in from our final group. That would have been Dustin Johnson as Chapel bogeyed 17. DJ's in good shape. Any shot helps him. He's in a tie for 6th with Justin Thomas right now. Hideki Matsuyama still credited for solo 5th. And he's ready to go, Mark.
Well, that one's dangerously left, BK.
just hits that steep bank. And that is in Hideki Matsuyama territory.
And Hideki made double If Dustin makes bogey, he falls into a tie for 8th, which opens up the scenarios for Ryan Moore.
Well, Dustin lies 2 right there. Well, Mark, I'm going to be interested to see what choice of shot Dustin Johnson decides to make from here, knowing that really all he needs to do is make sure he gets it on the green. He lays 2.
Well, Jane, I can answer that for you right away. When he walked up, he was about 30 feet or so from the ball and reached over to Austin and grabbed the putter already. So he only had one thought in mind. That was the Texas wedge here in the Peach State. The issue, though, with this one is that where he's going to have to aim it because of the slant on the green from his left to right, where he's walking right now, that area may want to pitch the ball a little left. And if he gets it too far left, he brings the fringe of the green into play.
If you make any sort of error here, it's got to be past the flag.
Up and down for birdie eliminates Ryan Moore and Kevin Chappell from the FedEx Cup scenario.
I think given the mindset, past the flag is a given.
Oh, smart play.
Par will eliminate Ryan Moore and Kevin Chappell from the FedEx Cup scenario.
And I'm sure Dustin Johnson will be disappointed in his performance today. I'm sure he wanted to win not only the FedEx Cup but the Tour Championship. Clearly the latter is out of his reach.
He hasn't lost his turn here. 2 putts for Dustin Johnson, and he becomes a big Kevin Chappell fan. He'll have
it up in the pre-game show or right before the players teed off, where we mentioned this was probably the best place to putt from in terms of the slope. Granted, you wouldn't want it this far away, but the read from here has a little less break than if you were just a few feet to the right. So it's the kind of putt he can aim just about a cup outside of the hole and give it some gas.
close enough, and Dustin Johnson will win the FedEx Cup as long as Rory McIlroy doesn't win the Tour Championship. A disaster. 73 for Dustin Johnson, his worst round of the week by far, but he's still in it. Chappell, Moore, and McIlroy. If Rory wins, he's the FedEx Cup champion. If Ryan Moore or Kevin Chappell wins, that man, Dustin Johnson, is the FedEx Cup champion.
Oh, great round of golf from Kevin Chappell, 4 under.